Hello and welcome to another video. This thing you are looking at is a CPU heatsink, a ridiculously oversized one at that. Interestingly though, it can be considered a low-profile CPU cooler due to its height of 9 centimeters, so here we are. This is JIUSHARK JF13K Diamond. It has a lot of thermal mass, along with two 120mm fans. It should be quite effective. However, I get a feeling that its massive thermal mass is past the point of diminishing returns. In other words, I don't think it is as good as I think it will be. We will find out soon enough. Additionally, I am quite worried of implication of using this cooler for long term, because this is a heavy thing. If this is installed in a tower case, there is a chance that it may have a negative impact on CPU and its pins underneath. Additionally, you cannot use this on a ITX motherboard because it's simply too large. The price isn't cheap also. It cost me exactly 100 Canadian rubles, although I am more acceptable to the price compared to Big Shuriken 4, which costs roughly the same. That is because this heatsink uses far more material at least. This is the box. I have no idea why the advertisement for RGB is there. This thing has absolutely nothing to do with RGB. Anyway, let's move on. Installing on an Intel motherboard was relatively painless. Wait for AM5 installation because it gets far worse. Installing this on an AM5 platform was so problematic that I gave up. With Intel, which had far bigger holes, it allowed some degree of mechanical errors. With AM5, the holes are a lot smaller. Therefore, the pins had to be lined up perfectly, but it didn't. I felt like I could brute force it, but I feared that I would not be easy to get it out without damaging the motherboard. Therefore, I abandoned the idea. Yours may install fine, but mine didn't due to mechanical imperfections. Moving on, this heatsink was tested on Intel Core 265K, and the result was pretty nice. After 10 minutes of CPU stress test by Blender, it stabilized at around 66 degrees Celsius. But is it good enough? I need to take in its size to the consideration. When I compare this to other low-profile heatsinks I've tested on the same CPU and motherboard, I don't feel it's good enough because a far smaller tower cooler will perform similar without costing $100. Granted, the height of this cooler is 9 centimeters, but it's got a long width. It won't fit in any small form factor cases. Any cases that could accommodate this cooler will be able to handle a tower cooler. In that sense, I don't feel that this heatsink is worth the trouble. Another thing to keep in mind is that this heatsink blocks almost half of a micro ATX motherboard. It will block your RGB RAM. It will block access to ATX power cable. This heatsink is not worth the troubles in my book. So, in conclusion, don't buy it. I've purchased this and tried this out for you so that you don't have to get it. I don't have a lot of positive things to say about this JF13K Diamond cooler. It's too big and heavy. Its mechanical pieces to install on AM5 were flawed, which prevented me from testing this on AM5 platform. It's quite expensive as well. To be fair, it did perform well, but look at the size. It should perform well with that much thermal mass and two 120mm fans. Thank you for watching.